Yeah, well.
Did you go down to Giant Eagle?
You can't go diner no more.
No?
Yeah, no.
To Kroger.
It's Kroger's. Kroger's used to be in Oakmont back in the day.
Back in the day. There used to be some Kroger's around here.
Yeah, now you can't get no Schwabel's bread.
No Schwabel's bread at Giant Eagle?
How am I going to go down the river catch carp with no Schwabel's bread, man?
I don't know.
Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. This episode is presented by Wash. Visit the new convenient pickup and drop-off location at 21 Brilliant Avenue in Aspinwall, or click pickupwashdeliver.com and see how easy it can be to do the wash. This episode is also brought to you by One Tom Plumber. Fast, reliable, affordable, 24/7 plumbing and drain cleaning services throughout the Pittsburgh area. Save this number, 412-307-7622.
All right, man, Giant Eagle, what are we going to do?
Well, the grocery business in Pittsburgh has changed.
Yeah, man. I'm an old school guy. I feel like Pittsburgh's built different, but you know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe we're phasing that phase out too.
I don't know. You know, I kind of pride myself on being able to read between the lines when businesses are making moves. Like there's a bank that I work with, not the main bank that I work with, but another one that I used to do more work with, and I haven't now because I've noticed that they've started kind of like busting people's balls with their loans, and just customer service has kind of gone away, and they kind of got a little bit too big for their britches. And I started thinking about it. I still believe, and it's been like 2 years since I started having this thought, I think they're preparing themselves for sale.
Right.
And that's big right now in banks. Medium-sized banks are getting scooped up by big banks or merging. There's a ton of that. And they call it cleaning up the balance sheet, right? So they go and they start requiring more documentation, or, hassling people that have properties that maybe the values are starting to get a little bit questionable. So they start calling mortgages and things like that. And they've started doing that. And I think they're cleaning up their balance sheet. So the one thing I'm like, didn't see that coming with this Giant Eagle thing, because a year ago they sold Gitco.
Right.
They sold their gas station brand to a Canadian company that operates Circle K. So at the time I was like, I guess they don't want to be in the gas station business anymore. But really what that was they were simplifying their books.
Right.
They were preparing themselves for sale. And it probably made it easier to sell to a company like Kroger, that I don't think Kroger operates any gas stations. Kroger probably doesn't want to operate gas stations.
Yeah, and I think we're all naive to think that Kroger woke up one morning and said, okay, will you take $1 billion? And they were like, no, 1.7. And they were like, it's not like buying a used fucking car. There's a lot of paperwork to get to the announcement today.
This is a big...
there's been people that have been sitting on this news
due
for...
diligence. With NDAs and everything else. So they've been working on this for a while. And I guess the story goes that Kroger was in negotiations and a potential purchase with Albertsons.
Yeah, which I've never heard of.
Me either. I guess it's not a local brand either. Giant Eagle's had a firm foothold on local grocery here. Foodland's gone. Shop and Saves are hard to find.
Giant Eagle damn near has a monopoly.
Right.
Because I've heard, now this is hearsay, but I've heard where, when Community Supermarket in Fox Chapel closed, there's other grocery stores, chains that have tried to come into that plaza, and people have said that Giant Eagle nixed it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. And I think one of the things that, look at the competition around us against Giant Eagle. They're all national brands.
Right.
You have Walmart, you have Target, you have Aldi, you have Whole Foods. Those are all national companies. And it makes you wonder, is that how you have to make money in grocery right now, is to be national brands with national buying power and be able to control the market from that perspective. And I don't know, it's interesting. So the feds, I guess, put the stop to the Albertson Kroger acquisition. So Kroger was
that a monopoly thing?
Yeah, I think it probably was.
That number was $25 billion. They had $25 billion in the coffers. So
right.
They had the money to buy.
So
Giant
I'm
Eagle.
sure, read between the lines again, right? Their Albertson deal was much larger than this Giant Eagle acquisition. So does that mean there's more coming for Kroger? I wouldn't be surprised. But the deal was $1.65 billion total acquisition. It was $1.25 billion in cash.
$400 million was
$400 million in assumed liabilities.
Which is like a fun little thing to see, like, when you're running a small business and you're like, how am I paying this or what am I going to do? Well,
Just sell the shit.
Giant Eagle was making $9 billion a year in revenue and still had $400 million worth of shit they needed to clear up.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I mean, they were building properties, they were building.
Oh yeah, it's just how business works.
Yeah, so having $400 million, that could have been mortgages on real estate. It could have been some trade debt as far as like for suppliers and stuff like that. But
Giant Eagle, didn't they just close up some stores too? I want to say they closed that.
They may have, and that goes more toward
cleaning up
that balance sheet, But you have these properties, you have the debt. You're going to have debt, and a company the size of Giant Eagle is going to have millions of dollars worth of accounts payable at any given time.
Right. It could be as simple as fucking payroll was due today or something. You know what I mean? Like,
So Kroger acquired it, and so that now we have the next series of questions that I guess we'll learn over time is, are Giant Eagles all going to become Krogers? And are they going to continue to accept the Advantage card?
Right.
There's things as far as that. Our price is going to go up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the Advantage card thing probably is going to get convoluted because now they don't own the grocery store or the gas station.
Right. And I would assume that Kroger has their own loyalty card that it'll probably convert over into.
The elephant in the room is, are they still going to have a gosh darn dry cleaner in the front of every store? Because if that changes, that could be good for some people I know.
Yeah, I heard there's a guy that would really like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of disliked the Walmart having the auto center. I was never a fan of that. I get it. People are going to go there.
It's just more mom and pop small businesses that are going to get pushed out because of their integrations.
And then when big business pushes out mom and pops, you end up with things like Lowe's and Home Depot. Now, Ace locally is making a run back into the sector. They opened the store years ago in Oakmont. They opened one in Fox Chapel. But, honestly, if you need something, when lumber prices jumped through the roof, you had to pay them. There wasn't another option, And I see that a lot, with flips, because I'm not a real estate investor, but I'm on all the pages. And you can see the guys that are just got Lowe's and Home Depot. It's like Hampton Bay and
it's convenience, and it's also hours. The other day I was doing some yard work and I couldn't find my gloves, and I'm like, "Where are my gloves?" I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna drive down to Ace. But it was 6:30 and they closed at 6. So then I'm like, okay, I guess I got to go to freaking Lowe's.
Right.
Now, I was driving through Harmerville and I'm like, fuck that. Advanced Auto Parts will have gloves. And I pulled in there.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of Advanced Auto Parts, I was floored last Friday. So I needed hydraulic fluid for my forklift. We'll get back to the Giant Eagle thing. But this shocked me. So I went to AutoZone to get hydraulic fluid. And they didn't have the gallon jug of the specific that I needed. So they had a 5-gallon bucket. But I'm like, maybe Advance will have the gallon. I don't need 5 gallons of fucking hydro fluid. So I drive over to Advance, and they had it. But their 1-gallon jug was $20 more, and their 5-gallon jug was $47 more for the same hydraulic fluid that I was getting at AutoZone. I was like, how could this be?
Why?
I have no clue. I have no idea. I mean, I went back and just bought the 5-gallon bucket for $75. It would have been $140. I'm like, how many products are out there like this, and why? So you think about when Giant Eagle gets consumed.
Maybe I should have checked AutoZone before I bought my gloves.
Yeah, you're gonna save $7. And I don't think it's all products, but I think it's just some weird shit that goes on.
Is it the same brand?
Different brand, but I don't know. I bought the Kmart Kicker version of the Nike Air Jordans. I don't think there's that much of a difference in was the AR-22 hydraulic fluid. It's just pretty much standard shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I never would have thought If I would have just went to Advance, they had it, I'd have just bought it. It would have never registered. But I literally was like, for $40, I'm driving back. And I just laughed at the guy when I walked in. I was like, I guess I'm buying a 5-gallon bucket. I'm like, it would have been $40 per gallon at Advance. So I don't know where they come up with these numbers sometimes. So, you start eliminating the competition, then.
Yeah. So Kroger, part of their announcement was that they're saying that prices will go down. They do have better buying power than Giant Eagle does.
Yeah. Well, Giant Eagle also had a concept where they had a lot of their own branded stuff. Now, I've been to a Kroger's, and
I'm sure Kroger has the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have the same private label stuff. Coincidentally, you bring up private label. Pittsburgh had another big grocery shakeup in the last couple of weeks. Schwabel's,
okay,
the bread company, who has apparently been trying to sell for months, just decided we're out. We're done. Shut her down.
There's no secondary market for bakeries.
Apparently
like that
nobody
size?
wants to buy a bread company. I guess sales were down. Equipment was aging.
And they made the bread for Giant Eagle, right?
Right. So that they
white
were
labeled
private
bread.
label bread for Giant Eagle. So when you went into Giant Eagle and you saw, 2 shelves of Schwabel bread and 3 shelves of Giant Eagle bread, it was actually 5 shelves of Schwabel bread.
I'm like a peanut butter and jelly guy. Like it'll get me through a lot, like especially when it's hot out. I don't eat much, and I prefer a peanut butter and jelly on a shitty piece of bread. Like don't give me like a nice cut of Mancini's twist for a peanut butter and jelly.
Dude, it's nothing better than Mancini's twist on a peanut butter and jelly and Mancini's twist. Dude, it's the best.
No way.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's the best.
I mean, I get it. If I'm at home, maybe. But if I'm sitting in a 110-degree dry cleaning plant,
but
put that shit on a shingle, brother.
How much actually tastes good in 110 degrees dry cleaner?
Not much.
But so they've been in business for 120 years, and they just called it quits. We're out.
There's a
Shut her
lesson to
down.
be learned there, man. Sometimes it's time,
Yep.
So it's you can only push the proverbial snowball up the hill so far.
Yeah.
And then you're fucked.
Yeah.
So Schwabel's is out. Kroger's probably has their own bread bakery.
I'm sure.
I'm surprised they didn't buy Schwabel's. They own them now. They'll get it at an estate sale.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm sure that the company that is making the private label bread for Kroger's has a much larger facility that is much newer than Schwabel's. But
Yeah, and you always think that your industry's kind of not that way, but like, dude, it's happening in our industry in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? We have some outside people, like, you know who the players are, and then something happens and you call around and you're like, nobody knows who this is. What's going on? And then you find out it's somebody from, hours away, and you're like, what's going on? And then they're buying more.
so outside companies are coming in to try to tap the Pittsburgh dry cleaning market.
Yeah, and me personally, I would say it's a pretty saturated market. We talked about this before. Like we have a lot of good dry cleaners in Pittsburgh. I don't have much negative to say about any of my competition, and we're all fighting the good fight
On air, anyway.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of them out there. No, but Giant Eagle is the one. I mean, Giant Eagle is the one I will stand on the rooftop and bitch about Giant Eagle because, like, first of all, people that are going to Giant Eagle aren't my clientele. They're just going there because they go to the cheapest dry cleaner, period. And the other thing is they want convenience, but they don't want to ever put any extra effort into convenience. Like how much more convenient can I make it for you? I come to your house. You put it on your front porch, it comes back clean, But you also pay a little more for that convenience. So, and they don't get the fuel perks when I go to their house. That was a killer because at the beginning of fuel perks, you didn't get it on the services end of it. There were certain things that it was excluded
it's different
from.
now?
Well, yeah, and then they started advertising about get your car washed, get the fuel perks, get your, do this, get your subscription changed, get perks. And they really, everybody got an Advantage card. They were really the first ones to have a loyalty program like that. So I started messing around with my own loyalty program, trying to figure something out where, like, we do a referral, but like, wouldn't it be nice if you spend $1,000 and I send you a $50 gift card saying next order's on me? You can track that nowadays. Before you couldn't do that kind of shit. So I I would know the play. I know what I would do if I was going to a new area. You're going to flood with coupons. Well, and you get those people that use the coupon. Well, one-time customers in our business don't keep your lights on.
Right.
Like you need, you need that
weekly work.
Yeah, I mean, you could run a special in January for $19.99 tax returns, work your ass off for them, and then if you don't run that special next year, 95% of those people aren't coming back.
Correct.
So it's just, I like the dry cleaning business because it's a relationship business. I've always liked that. I thought that I was going to be okay when all that relationship went away whenever I got straight home delivery. But I missed it, and I ate the crow pie here when we opened the Aspinwall store. So I don't know. I know for a fact that it'll be different, and there'll be coupon people, and there'll be people that just drive there because they go there, dude. Mm-hmm. People are creatures of habit. I've had delivery customers in the past that I've converted at the counter on McKnight to delivery, and they just couldn't not drop their bag off on Monday morning. I'm like, dude, we're coming to your house in like 4 hours. We'll be there. But they're like, I know, but I just woke up and grabbed my bag. And it's just like people are creatures of habit.
Do you track your sales specifically for the Aspinwall store so you know what went in that building?
Yeah. Everything. We track daily routes, commercial accounts, and then that store is separate. So it'll be interesting to see, because I also think people, they go to Dawn Royal because their dad went to Dawn Royal. There's there's something to that. And now they're going to say, Betty's not behind the counter anymore. And there's no more leniency for them. Like if they fuck something up, a customer said to me, he said, to me, dry cleaning, everything's good until it isn't. It's not like we do offer like a great service, but it's not like you come to my place and like you get your nails done for free while you're getting your shirt that's not feasible. Maybe next location. Or I can't give you $1,000 bottle of wine because you signed up for one pickup. We're not in that business, Or remember back in the day, people would be like, here's free Pirate tickets or Steeler tickets. It's not, profit margins aren't that big yet. But we'll see. But I went to bed last night. Giant Eagle wasn't on my mind.
Woke up this morning to a big headline.
Yeah, my mom called me and said, "Hey, your daughter has something to tell you." And I'm like, "Oh boy, what's going on?" She's like, "Daddy, someone bought Giant Eagle, the whole thing, the whole store." And I'm thinking, what's that sound like to a 9-year-old? To even grasp the concept, dude. She's probably like, now we're not getting any groceries.
Yeah, someone bought it all. Cleaned it all up.
Yeah. And I wonder why Kroger got into the penny game. Remember they did that whole penny drive. Kroger was like, look, we'll buy it, but we want $1.5 million for the pennies back. Remember when they did that penny drive?
Yeah.
Giant Eagle is great at marketing. They if you paid with pennies, you got a discount. Because they needed pennies there was this penny shortage, right? So they literally got a couple $100,000 in pennies in one day at the Fox Chapel store. People were just coming down.
Could you imagine every asshole wheeling in a dolly full of pennies?
Yeah, they weren't paying with their groceries with pennies. What it was is if you gave them $10 in pennies, they'd give you a $15 store credit.
Oh.
So think about how many gift cards are just sitting around.
Yeah.
Gift cards are king because people don't use them to the dollar, Mm-hmm. You know how many times I've gone stores and I'm like, I got this $3 gift card and I spend $36.
I have a gift card for a local Harley shop that a client bought me one time. I forget what I even did. It may have been around PPP loans when I got him his PPP loan. And he sent me a $500 gift card to a Harley shop, which is great. But I don't really go to that Harley shop very often. And I literally was cleaning up my room and it was sitting on my dresser and I'm like, holy shit.
I'm like, I'm going to this Harley shop.
I got to go buy something.
Yeah.
I don't even need anything, but I got to go find something for $500 and then you end up spending $7.
Yeah. So that was a great ploy. And the fuel perks, that's always worked. People never realize that it was cooked into the price. And when Giant Eagle, before they had their own brand of stuff, Giant Eagle was higher than everybody else. Their prices were higher and people would flood there and they would brag. Oh, I saved $3 off a gallon of gas. It's all right, well, you have a 14-gallon tank You save $37. Congratulations. And you just spent an extra $500 last year in groceries. I mean, it's a great concept.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
the only one that, like, I know some people that really work the system, like contractors.
Gift cards.
That would go buy like $10,000 worth of Home Depot gift cards.
Right.
Go buy the materials for a customer and then get free gas for however long.
Yeah, then they structured it different when, you only got up to 30 gallons. Remember, people would pull up with gas. I mean, there's people with garages in Pittsburgh full of gas cans because they would get...
How about the people that were just bringing like a 5-gallon bucket? They had to start putting up signs that it has to be an approved gas container.
Which, in the defense to the people using the bucket, fuck a new gas can. That is impossible,
Oh, my God, I know.
I always say that. If you want to know how the government's going to fix something, look what they did to the gas can.
Oh, my God, they're atrocious.
Some have gotten better.
Yeah, the one I bought last year, I needed one for my lawnmower. It's not terrible. Like, you have to, like, pull back, but it's got, like, this...
You got to push,
you like, pull back on this thing, but it does work pretty well.
Well, putting a gallon in a lawnmower is not a bad deal, but try putting 15 gallons of gas in a fucking excavator with a diesel can that goes... Because it, like, the air...
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Dude, you want to see annoying? Try putting DEF in one of these trucks, and you buy that stupid. It's the thing that cracks me up. Okay, so in an effort to be more earth friendly, green, now all diesel trucks have to have DEF, the diesel exhaust fluid. That I guess the way it works, it sits in the tank and periodically it like flushes your catalytic converter and cleans it. That's why these trucks aren't blowing black smoke. Right. So in order to be more green, we now have to go to the gas station and buy this big giant plastic box jug that's not good for anything else. And then pour this shit, and then half the time it cracks me up. Like, the gas station garbage cans are never big enough for these DEF things.
Yeah, they're always
I'm not taking this fucking
up.
thing home.
Yeah.
So then I just sit it next to the fucking garbage can at the gas station.
Stack them up.
And just stack them up. But I'm like, how much extra pollution are we creating with these giant plastic jugs?
Just like K-Cups.
Yeah.
You know, the solution is sometimes worse than the problem.
Right.
You know?
And the DEF is, oh my God, is it annoying? I mean, you only need to do it like every, I don't know, I think.
Do the big trucks put it in there too?
Yeah.
Tractor trailers?
Yeah.
That's why
that's what's nice. So if you go to like a truck stop gas station, like a big Pilot, it's on a pump.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's only one, there's a Speedway at the corner of 48 and 130 in like on the way to Pitcairn, in Monroeville, Pitcairn area. That one has a DEF pump. I was out there when I had my 1-ton 2 trucks ago. I was going to Pitcairn to meet somebody for a real estate thing. And I was like, oh shit, I'm filling this thing up with DEF. That was key. Yeah. Because then you're just pumping it. It's full. You're good.
I heard Kroger's is going to bring it to everywhere in Pittsburgh.
I hope so, dude. I'll be a big supporter. Dude, diesel, I love my diesel truck, right? It's efficient. It tows really well. I love my diesel truck. But I'll tell you what, there are pieces of owning a diesel vehicle, and anybody that owns a diesel truck is going to agree. There are parts of owning a diesel truck that is a pain in the ass. First of all, some gas stations don't have diesel. Sometimes they only have 1 or 2 diesel pumps. And you know that some fucking asshole parked at it in their fucking Ford Focus that doesn't take diesel and then went inside.
Yeah, the worst though is like, I don't understand why they don't have the dedicated pump to it. They have both pumps now. It used to be dedicated at the end.
Diesel pump, and then those assholes didn't park there. But dude, it's so annoying. So frustrating whenever you pull in and one diesel pump has some goddamn non-diesel car parked at it and no owner in sight all the time.
I wonder what Sheetz play on all this would be. I mean, Sheetz is, because Sheetz can say they're a gas station all they want. They're not.
No, it's different. It's a whole different genre.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What's going to happen to these Get-Go's? Are they going to change names?
Circle K's.
Because they're not going to be taking Advantage cards, I assume, anymore, because they're not going to have any relation to Kroger.
Right. Did I see something where it said this deal's not even going to be finalized till 2027?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're already halfway through 26. I mean, this has to go. This has to go in front of the feds. I mean, it has to be decided whether or not it's going to be. There's going to be antitrust and monopoly stuff going on.
Yeah, I would imagine though. Like, it's a regional.
Yeah, and I think that was the play for Kroger, is figuring this is a regional play. It's not going to give them any sort of monopoly power. They're not in this region. And then going back to their branding, I can't imagine that Kroger is going to come through and do a blanket rebranding, because Giant Eagle doesn't have a bad reputation.
No, and the cost behind it.
The cost would be immense.
Yeah.
Now, what I could see happening is if they see a store that needs renovated, they're going to do a renovation and a rebrand. Or if you have two Giant Eagles that are close to each other and one's not performing as well, rebrand the non-performer.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they can compete with each other, but they own them both.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably going to be more of that. I can't imagine that we're not going to have Giant Eagles anymore. They're all going to be a bunch of Krogers. The amount of money that it would cost to rebrand, how many stores was it? 170 stores or something like that?
Well, years ago when Beckwith Caterpillar sold the Cleveland Brothers, I remember the guy telling me, he said, we're going to be Beckwith Caterpillar until we run out of letterhead.
Yeah.
Because it was going to, if they just changed everything at the time, it was going to be a couple $1 million.
Right.
So
they have 197 supermarkets, 11 standalone pharmacies, and the stores are in Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, Maryland, and Indiana. Did you realize they're all the way out to Indiana?
No, but I know that the standalone pharmacies are new.
Yeah,
something new.
I don't think there's. Where's
there? Might be one in Bloomfield, because when Rite Aid took the dive.
It's a Giant Eagle pharmacy.
Yeah, it's a smaller footprint than a Rite Aid would be, but it's a Giant Eagle pharmacy. I want to say I saw one in Bloomfield.
Okay.
But
yeah, I didn't realize they were doing that. But
which is kind of fucked up too, because I love, we have a small town in Aspinwall. We have a small town pharmacy, Town Drug. It's like you walk in. It's old school. You can get milk. You can get a birthday card. You can get your medication.
Yeah, but I think the pharmacies are probably a big part of this sale.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what I could never understand is okay, so you're making money hand over fist in a pharmacy, but you're going to cut the space of the pharmacy down by a third because you want to have a fucking dry cleaner. Yeah. I know what the profit margins are on dry cleaning. Very, very little. So, but I say that they're in the dry cleaning business, they're not. So they will operate at a 60-40 split with a local dry cleaner. So they're obviously cheap. So I think they're less than $4 a shirt. So, you're making $2.40 for every shirt doing it from Giant Eagle. I'm charging $5.75 a shirt right now. I mean, volume. I get it. Volume kind of oversees some of that at some point. If I was doing 1,000 shirts a day, I don't need to charge $5.75. But we've talked about it before, you can't do good work at 1,000 shirts a day. You just can't. And when it's 100 degrees out, you can't do good work for 200 shirts because
we've talked about this before. There's too often business owners think when they start a company that they have to be the most competitive as far as pricing goes.
Right.
But you don't. You can appeal to somebody that is less price conscious by being a premium brand.
Right.
Whether you're selling dry cleaning, whether you're doing accounting and tax services, whether you own a used car lot.
I think what deters people from that concept is it takes a lot more work on the front end.
It does, but if your margins are higher,
right,
you don't need as many customers and you can have more time to take care of the customers you have.
Right. And that's been my journey. I don't want to be the biggest dry cleaner. I want to have people. I want to have people that appreciate it. You know what I mean? I don't want to have people that are just there because they need it to go to prom or.
Yeah. You have to face facts that there is a clientele you don't want to deal with.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's okay.
Right. And I used to be big on not doing any kind of specials, but sometimes you need to grease people up to get them in the door to make them understand.
Especially when you have a slow time of year.
Yeah. And it's just it's a shame that like people will hop around, you know? Yeah. Like as a consumer, you should look at it as like, why is this guy giving me a deal? Because he wants my business. He's going to give me 20% off for me to try it. He's not giving me 20% off to fix my bottom line for the end of the year. Right. But there's people that do it. I mean, they go to restaurants, they go to pizza shops. Yeah. There's really like a lack of loyalty, you know. You see it, every business sees it, you know. If you can save a penny, they'll save a penny. When times get tight, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just a lot of money to put out, you know. So when I see things like that, that means that they plan on making $1.65 billion in the next
2 years.
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah. So that's kind of maybe why I don't like to do promotions too much, because like I hate seeing the like vinyl siding $5,000 off. It's like, if you can give me $5,000 off,
yeah,
what are we doing here?
Yeah. I think in your business, I mean, do you think a intro price is probably the best way to do your first delivery is 20% off or something like that?
Yeah, we do like a new
off.
Customer sign up. We do a referral bonus where we'll give both people a little bit off. And then I messed around with some stuff like 5 for 1. Like if you bring in 5 shirts, you get 1 free. It breaks out to be about 20%, you know. It's just about who's looking at it that day, what makes sense to them. But I do think that going to the market with a 50% off discount on dry cleaning says that you either are trying to mow down the competition and you'll work for free. Because if the profit margins in dry cleaning is not 50%, so you're giving away 30%.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, seems a little more aggressive than you need to be. But I don't know, pay attention though. It's Wash PGH on Instagram, man. Maybe you'll catch me. Because every once in a while I'll throw something erroneous out there because I feel like no one's watching.
Yeah.
So.
And now a brief word from our sponsors. You've got a full plate. Kids, meetings, workouts, side hustles. There's better things to do than laundry. Introducing Wash, laundry reimagined for the modern world. Schedule your pickup in seconds via the convenient web app. Wash picks up your clothes, cleans with care, and brings them back fresh and ready to wear. But it's more than garments. From bedding and table linens to shoes, hats, purses, and more. Wash handles all your life's fabric, leaving you more time for life. Visit pickupwashdeliver.com to see how convenient it can be to do the wash. This episode is also presented by One Tom Plumber. At One Tom Plumber, in-house licensed plumbers bring rapid response and expert solutions straight to your home or business. Whether it's an emergency or routine plumbing service, they're your one call 24/7 to clear the problem and restore comfort. Trusted across Pittsburgh and surrounding communities with transparent pricing, respectful service, and true reliability. Save this number for when you need it most. 412-307-7622. That's 412-307-7622, or visit BetweenTwoBridgesPodcast.com/support. And now, back to the show.
We had a store years ago that on was it right next to Freeport High School? Is that Freeport Road still up there? I think it is.
Yeah,
so right across from the high school, and
356.
Once every other month, we had the marquee sign where you could put the letters up, and we would run specials. And it was always an argument in the business of what we were going to run for specials. And everybody would just be like, oh, do this, do that. Everybody had an input on it. But no one ever came into the store and said, hey, I saw your sign. So I was like, I'm putting up there like F-U-C-K Sarver, and see if anybody comes in and asks me, what's up with the sign? So no one did. That was before Instagram and Facebook, though.
Did you do that?
Oh, yeah. Send it. So there was 3 other businesses there. We didn't leave it up for long, but nobody asked about it. Because I put free sweaters. Ask about free sweaters. Go into a dry cleaner with a handful of sweaters with a sign out front that says free sweaters. Don't you think you'd consider asking, hey, what's up with the free sweaters? Never, not once.
Really?
For a month it was up there. I'm like, what are we doing? So then it became no one read the sign. So then the other business would be like, hey, it's your month for the sign. I'm like, yeah, you can keep it. Like there was a Dairy Queen in that plaza. Like there was a lot going on in that little plaza.
Yeah.
And it's a well-traveled road.
Very.
So the marquee sign didn't really work for us up there.
Did that Giant Eagle up there do dry cleaning?
Yes, they did.
Do all Giant Eagles do dry cleaning?
Not all of them. There's quite a few that don't, but all in our market, in all of my marketplace, they do. So the Fox Chapel has it. Actually, the one in the waterfront has it. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh's pretty much. Shaler Plaza has it. McKnight Road has it. Which, to me is just like, you obviously are making $9 billion a year. You really need to be bothered.
Right.
But they don't. It's all...
Well, it's like Sheetz sells gas. Get you in the door.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, while I'm here, I'm going to grab some groceries.
Right. And they're probably making more money on the fact that I dropped my shirts off on Wednesday when I went grocery shopping. Mm-hmm. And hey, you got to pick your shirts up at the cleaners. So you go back to the store. And by the way, I need milk and I need this. And so you're not going to Sheetz to grab milk because you got to,
I got to get my dry cleaning anyway.
Yeah. And I see that, but like, I also think you look like a clown throwing a bag of shirts in your, because that's what I watch people like, because I'm hyper focused on it. They'll get their shirts and then they lap them over the cart and push. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, we're craftsmen at what we do here.
You're fucking up all those clothes I just finished.
They did it on McKnight Road. I'd watch people open the trunk of their car and just whip them in the trunk. And I'm like, oh, man, if I'd have done that, I wouldn't have pressed them. Could have got away with murder there. So, although like our presses, when we press like shirts, they seem to hold, like they're not totally ruined when you get them home.
Yeah. I'm always like, when I'm hanging them in my closet, I'm always trying to make sure there's enough room so I'm not jamming them in there.
Yeah, you want to look good. You don't have to get the iron out after you just paid.
Yeah, I just paid to get them all pressed. I don't want them to be wrinkled when I open them up.
Right, horse shit. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be fun to follow along because like locally, this is the biggest acquisition we've seen in a really, really long time. I mean, probably in our lives. I mean, we're talking billion. And it's not like it's Elon buying some start, like, it's locally impactful. The buying power is a good point. Maybe some necessities come down, but like, yeah, because they can pretty much call Scott Tissue and be like, yeah, whatever Giant Eagle was paying, we're not paying that.
Yeah. The other question is going to be what's going to happen to the market district stores, because I don't know if Kroger has a separate line for that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it might be part of their buying reason. They might want to have that concept. I mean, Sheetz is going to have to get involved at some point. You know what I mean? There's going to be, I think anytime big businesses like that come in, there might be a push. You might see a new community market pop up somewhere. It might be another Shop and Saves. One of these other players might be like, all right, well, you want to be the big one. We'll just pick up all the low hanging fruit.
Or we may, the opposite, we may see those guys all start shutting down because they can't compete with Kroger.
Right. Yeah, and that flips the script from going to, you don't go to Giant Eagle because they were the highest, to now Giant Eagle's the same price as Shop and Save. I don't know. I know we won't get one less damn piece of junk mail, that's for sure. Kroger's sending out weekly specials too. I know that's coming. I mean, we get so much junk mail.
God, dude, I barely even open my mail anymore. It's all junk.
I know. It's like
everything I have that means anything is all electronic. The shit that mailman brings is nothing.
Right. And the problem that I'm getting with now is like my phone has gotten to that point. Like I get so many calls for like Medicare, Medicaid, so many text messages for business loans.
No, I know.
That like, I got
a call today from a 717 number, and usually if I don't recognize the number, I don't answer it. If it's a new client, they leave a message, I call them back, right? But it was a 717 number. When somebody from the state calls, it's a 717 number. So I'm like, this could be somebody like I'm dealing with a client. So I answered it, and it was some heavy accent trying to sell me something. And I don't remember what he said. I got to a point where he started going into a spiel. I just hung up. I don't have time for this shit.
I get one for like, it just says, they just call and they say they're member services. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what am I a member of? I don't remember being a member of anything.
You and I irritates me is whenever you get the loan call and they're like, I'm just calling about the loan that you applied for.
Yeah.
I didn't apply for a loan.
We got you pre-approved.
Yeah. We're almost done with the underwriting. Dude, really?
And some of the text messages, some of them are like, we'll give you $100,000, pay back $3,000 a month for the next fucking 38 months. Mm-hmm. That's insane. But then some of them I get, it's like, dude, we'll give you $500K, $785 a month payback. I'm like, we could probably make that work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sometimes they do get intriguing, but you know that that's not actually what they're going to do.
No.
You know, and they're probably just trying to scam you for your freaking information.
Right. Yeah, it's and I think what opened me up recently was when I went to the vet. I didn't know what I was getting into, and they were like, "Oh, you can apply for this care credit for the dog." Fucking Christ. And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, just in case it's a couple $1,000, I don't really want to come out of pocket. I don't want to go into the savings account and like try to save the dog because I'll kill that son of a bitch." And so you fill it out, and then it like puts you at the top of the list. So they're calling. They're like, "Yeah, your dog's still sick. You need a couple extra $100 to save his life." I'm like, "Nah, I ran him over the car. He's a goner. He's a goner. You've been pre-qualified." It's like, well, send the money in case I get another dog.
He had a tick. I put him down.
Yeah. So, all right, well, that's another week in the books. I mean, this morning when we were thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight, John Eagle really bailed us out.
John Eagle was like, here's a headline for you to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even need to renew my subscription to the Business Journal to find out about that one.
No, it was all over the place.
I'd like for someone to come on from the Pittsburgh Business Journal and give me their take on why I should give them $700 a month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's weird too, because like when you don't cancel it, I think it's $200 and some bucks a month. But if you cancel it and then renew, it's like $9.99 for the first 12 months.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I know. I always do it for that first year. As soon as that runs out, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, and on
They'll pile up. I don't have time to read them anyway.
Speaking of that, who the fuck bought the Post-Gazette?
Somebody bought the Post-Gazette?
Apparently, because they were supposed to close May 18th, but I was at Sheets the other day, and there's fresh articles coming off the press. And I said, well, I thought they were going away. And they were like, no, somebody bought it. Probably Kroger's. you gotta have a newspaper in the grocery store, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just saw an article that said that Jeff Bezos said the Washington Post, that's the one he bought, was the worst investment he ever made. I'm like, took you this long to figure that out?
Yeah. I got a dry cleaner so you can buy, Jeff. We'll get that off your front load there. So yeah, we'll just have to follow it along. We'll see what's going on in the world, you know.
That's it.
So maybe a couple episodes from now, I'll be like, man, I should have bought a dry cleaners in Ohio. Mm-hmm. So, all right, well, love you, bud.
Love you, bud.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Visit our website for links to all the businesses we've showcased, additional content, and merch. If you or someone you know would like to be on the show, email us at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Till next time, make it till you rake it.
He's just airing that.
That might be good.
It's all good, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we sounded very intelligent, so we have that going for us.